Hello, in this video, I'm going to walk you through how to update an existing Terraform project to create a new cloud resource, especially if that project is modular. That is, the project contains some modules, maybe one or two modules. How are you going to, create a new resource, update the configuration files in such a way that it is consistent with what is already in the module. So let's just get right into it. So the first thing you want to do is, I'm sharing my screen now. So the first thing we have to do is you have to clone the project, right, to your, maybe your local machine. So I'm just going to come here to my Git. This is my GitHub. So you just come to the project and then you just come to code. You get the copy the URL and just copy the URL and then come to your Terraform to your VS Code. So you just to the right folder. So this is the right directory, and then just do git clone, right, and then you put the URL of the project. So you just clone it, right? So I'm not going to clone it, but that's how you clone it. And let's assume that this exam practice, folder is the project, right? So we already cloned it. So I'm just going to click on this. And then if you look at this, there's a lot of files here, right? So I'm just going to quickly walk you through these files. So inside this file, inside this folder, you have another folder called modules, right? And inside this folder, there is another folder, a module, right? So before I go to that, let me just walk you through these files in the root module. So this file basically is from here to this variable.tf, because if I click on this, you see these ones, they are outside it, right? So now these are the files, the main.tf, the output.tf, and all that. So now if I come to the modules, so if I click on these modules, you see inside these modules, there's another folder, right, called the EC2 underscore S3 infra, right? And inside this folder, you have this, these files called the main.tf, right? So let me click on this main.tf, the main.tf, the output.tf, the variables.tf. So I'm going to click on the main.tf. So I'm going to open it. So I'm going to kill this so that we can see it clearly. So in this main.tf, you see we have the data block, right? And then we have the resource block, right? So to create a new resource, all you have to do is to add, depending on the resource that you want to create. Let's say we want to create an S3 bucket, right? We just need to add the S3 bucket resource block here. That's just what we need to do. But now to create that S3 bucket resource, it's already giving a suggestion. To create that S3 bucket resource, I need to understand how it is created in the console. So if you want to use Terraform to create resources, you need to understand how it is being created in the console. So what I'm going to do is, if I come to the console, right? So let's say AWS, this AWS console, and I'm just going to click on create a bucket. What are the configurations I need to put in, right? So the basic configurations for S3, you need to put in the name. Let me say, just put in something, and I'm just going to click on create bucket. So you see that to create this bucket, this is it, right? This is it. To create this bucket, basically I need the name, right? So the same thing, if I want to create the bucket using Terraform, I also need the name. That's basically what I need. But let's not assume we are going to use Terraform documentation to help us understand what are the basic configurations we need in our Terraform, in our configuration file. So I'm going to come back to I'm going to come here. So I'm just going to come to, let me open a new tab. Just going to open this tab. And then all you have to do is to just, let me increase increase this. Yeah, so I'll just come to just type Terraform S3 buckets, right? And to say AWS, just say Terraform, the name of the cloud provider AWS, and the resource S3 bucket. So just click on it, and I will come here, click on this one, and let me close this. So if I click on this, I will just come here. You see, this is a sample, resource block, right? So to make it easy, I'm not going to use this tag, this tag. I'm just going to use this part here, right? So I'm just going to copy it, and then I'm going to come to my VS Code, and let me click on this on my main.tf inside the child module. So this is I know this is a little bit confusing, but so this is, so let me come here. So once I click on this, this is the parent module, right? This part here, this main.tf is the parent module. But now inside this child module, you see there's another main.tf, which is what I opened here. So I'm going to come here, extend this, yeah. So I'll just paste it here, right? So this is it, right? So I'm going to delete this tag. I don't need it. I'm going to delete this one. And you see, I can put the name of the S3 bucket there, right? But now, because I want my code to be consistent with what is already there. So if you observe, what is already there is, they have var, right? var.instance type. That is, the value are not hard-coded, right? The values are not hard-coded. So I need to change the name of this bucket. This is the name of this bucket. I need to change it to something like var dot, such that I'm not hard-coding the name of the bucket right inside this main.tf file. And the goal of it is for reusability. So if I want to reuse this module, right, maybe in other environments, like, when you are deploying an application, you have the dev environment, the staging environment, the production environment. So if I want to create this resource in 3 different environments, if I add code the name of the S3 bucket here, it might be difficult. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the variable.tf file. So I'm done with this. I'm going to save it. Just come here. I'm going to save it. Just do a Control S, save it. So I'm going to leave this way. But I put it there so that we understand, how to do it. So I'm going to come to the variable.tf file, still inside my child module. So I'm going to open this variable.tf file, right? So these are the current variables there. So I'm just going to copy one of them. Just copy and then paste, and I'm just going to edit it. I'm going to edit it to what I want. So I'm going to change the name. I'm going to give the name. I'm just going to change the name to, or say bucket underscore name, right? And the name have to be in strings. So I'm going to change this. So it's already giving me suggestion. I'll just put tag, so tab rather. So I'm just going to put the description, right? The description. So the name of the bucket that will be created. So that's the description. So now, since I already created this variable, so I'm going to come back to my main.tf file. You will see how to work with variables here, right? So I'm going to come to my main.tf file, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the name of this bucket. I'm going to change this to var dot, what will be there? It's going to be the name of this bucket, the name of this variable, right? Bucket underscore name. So it's going to be bucket underscore name, and that's it. So this is correct now. So I need to save this with S, and no, I don't want this. So I'm going to come here and then also ensure that this is saved. Control S. So we are done with the main.tf file, the variable.tf file. So the next thing we need to update is the output.tf file, right? So I'm going to come to, let me close this one. I'm going to open this output.tf file. So currently this output is outputting the instance ID, instance IP for the existing, let's say for the existing resource, let's assume. So I'm just going to copy this, just copy this block, copy, and then I'm going to paste it here because I want to output the name of the S3 bucket, right? So to output the name of the S3 bucket, I'm going to put output, and then I'm just going to change this to, let's say, bucket name created, right? The name of the bucket, that is, I want to output the name of the bucket that is being created. So I'm going to put that, the name of the bucket, I'll put the description. But now for output, one thing that is very, very important is the value, right? So I want to output the value. I don't know, should we remove this suggestion? It's confusing. Yes, so I'm going to remove, I'm just going to remove this part. So now you see, how can I get what should be the value, right? How can I write that? So the way I get the value is going to be, I'll come back to my main.tf file, main.tf file. So it's going to be this is the resource type dot the reference name, right? Dot, so let me take that first. So just copy all this, copy, and then I'm going to paste it. So yeah, so I'm going to remove this part here, dot. Now I already have this, but what do I want to output? I want to output the name. So to output the name, I'm just going to copy this, copy, and then I'll just come to the browser, just come to a browser and say, let's come to this. Then I'm going to paste it. Just, you'll see how can I get what's going on. So let me use another browser. Just paste it, paste. What's going on? It's my internet. Okay. So it says check if there's a typo in this. So I think it's just been intelligent. Well, let me do this. AWS is gonna do AWS S3 Terraform. So I'm gonna come here, and then I'm gonna come to, so you have, if you look here, you have argument reference, attribute reference. So this argument reference is all this. These are the arguments, right? These are the arguments. Then this bucket, the bucket name for this EC2 instance, these are arguments, right? EMI, instance type, count, these are arguments. Now I'm going to come to, no, not this one. This one, yeah. So this is it. So I'm going to come to attribute reference, right? So if I click on attribute reference, you see it has ID, name of bucket. So this is what I want. I want to output the name of the bucket. So I'm going to come back to my Terraform code, and then I'm going to put, for my output, I'm going to put AWS S3 bucket.example. Remember, this is coming from the main.tf file .id, right? So, and that's it. So that's the value of the bucket. I mean, this is the value. So it's going to output the name of the bucket, right? So let's save this. So we are done. So inside this module, we are done with the main.tf file, the variable. We started with the main.tf file, the variable.tf file, and then the output. So we are done. Now I'm going to close this part so that it's not confusing. Then I'm going to come to the parent module. So I'm going to start with the variable. I'm going to start with the variable.tf. So let me close this and close this. I'm going to start with this variable, variables.tf. and open this. So you see we have these other variables, existing one. So I'm just going to add this one more variable, copy, and then I'll put parent bucket name. Just change this to bucket, parent bucket name, and that's it. Right, that's it. And the reason why I'm starting here is because I will need this variable name in the main.tf file in my parent module. Right. So that's why I'm starting here. So I'm going to save this and I'll come to my main.tf file. Right. So this is the main.tf file. You see, this is the main.tf file. So I'll just come inside here. And what I'm going to do is that now, if you observe that this instance count is the name of the variable in the child module. Instance name is the name of the variable. So let me close this variable. So let me open this variable. This is the child module. This is the child module, right? So if I open this one, so to help us to understand, I'm going to divide the screen, right? So I have this main and then this variable. So these are the variables in the child module. So it's a little bit. So now if you look at this, you have instance type. Here is it here. That's the variable. Instance count, here is it here. Then instance name, here is it here. So the same thing, I'll just copy this variable name in the child module, copy, and then I'll paste it here. Then I will, no, I think it's auto completing. This is not what I want. So I'll paste the name of the variable, then I'll put equal sign, right? Now I'm going to do var dot what is going to be here will be the name of the variable in the parent module, right? So this is the name of the variable. This is it here. No, this one. Let me come here. So this is the variable. This is the variable, right? The name of the variable in the parent module is parent bucket name. I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to come here. So var dot. Yeah. So, and that's it. Right. So this is it. So we've updated the variables.tf file in the parent module and the main.tf file in the parent module. So I'm going to save this control. Let's save. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to update the output.tf file in the parent module. Right. And let me kill this and kill this. So I'm going to open this one so that it's not confusing. So I'll just copy this block here, this output block, copy. And then I'll just come down and I'll paste it. So I'm going to change this one to, let's just give it some name. Just say, buckets, just call it some name. It does not just say, let's say buck name, right? Buck name. And I'm going to change this. Let me remove the value, the description. I'm going to put this one. Change this copy. Change this one. So let's say output the name of the bucket and this one. Now, for this value, the value of the output in the child module is different from the output of in the parent module. So the way I'm going to output it is that, remember, this is let me open the main.tf file. So, and I'm going to open it side by side. So this is the main.tf file here. Okay, so let me reduce this so that we can see. Okay, so this is the output, right? So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to get this is the module dot the name of the the name of the child module where the output is, right? Because remember, this is the child module, and then the output is actually here, right? So I'm going to do module dot, so let me delete all this. Module dot, then the name of the child module, I'll get that. So I'll say EC2 S3 underscore dev dot. Now I'm going to get the name of the output variable in the child module, right? The name of the output variable in the child module. So let me close this. I'm going to open, this is the child module, this is the output. This is the name of the output variable in the child module. So I'm going to copy this, copy, and then I'll come to this output, and then I'll do dot paste, and that's it, right? So once again, so I'm getting this module.ec2s3dev from the main.tf file in the parent variable, right? So this is my main.tf file. So this is the module. Let me open this. So this part, all this part here is coming from this part here, right? And then this bucket name created is coming from here, the name of the output in the child module. So that's it. So once I'm done, I'll save, Control S, save. This one is also saved. So I'm going to, now the last thing I need to edit is the terraform.tfvars, because I need to give a name for the bucket. So I'm going to just copy this, copy V, then I'll just put this one as parent bucket name. So I need to be very careful, because now how do I know what should be here? So this has to be the name in my variable. So what's the name in my variable in the main.tf file? So let me open this variable. Okay, so this is the parent bucket name. Okay, parent bucket name. So that should be this, exactly this parent bucket name. Copy. So that's what have to be here. So parent bucket name equals, then I can just put any name I want. Let's say buckets. Let me say, depending on the project, buckets 1, 2 app. Right. So let's say that's the name. Then I'll save it. Control S, save. So that's it. So we've just edited how many files? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 files. So let's see. So let's run it. I'm just gonna come to terminal, new terminal, and then I have to switch directory to this Terraform directory, this exam practice. So I'll do cd exam practice. Okay, so then I'll do Terraform init to initialize the backend and initialize the provider plugin. Now, so once this is done, I'm going to clear, and next I'm going to do Terraform plan just to see what Terraform wants to do. Terraform plan. Okay, so Terraform plans to add 2 resources. See that here? add to resource. So I'm going to clear. And before I do Terraform apply, there are some best practice, right? So like, for example, if you look at all these files, I can just do Terraform, what's it called? Terraform FMT format, just to format my configuration files, just to format them for them to look good. I can just do Terraform FMT, right? And I want to format everything. So I can just do Terraform FMT. It's going to format the main.tf file, right? And I think the the Terraform TFVars, we formatted it, right? Formatted it. So let's see. Formatted it just so that it's according to the, I think, is it the HCL canonical form, and all that. So it's going to format it, I think this is the main.tf file. So, but another command is terraform fmt, then recursive. Recursive is going to format all the configuration file in the current directory and in the subdirectory. The current directory, this, all that are not formatted well, and those even in the module is going to format them very well. So yeah, it's okay. It's like everything looks good. So then another command to do is to try is terraform validate. Just validate, if there's no error anywhere. So say, yeah, it say configuration is valid. So now let's do terraform apply. So terraform apply, right? So it's going to create the buckets. So it's going to create the bucket, and also it's going to create an EC2 instance, because you just have one here, right? So, or let's just change it to 2. So let's see, save. So let's do Terraform apply. I think it might still create only one EC2 instance, because yeah, it might still create only one EC2 instance. Let's just do it and see. So Terraform apply is going to ask me, do you want to do that? So I'll say yes. Okay. Okay, it's creating 3. Okay, that's good. So yeah, it's going to create 2 EC2 instance and then an S3 bucket. Yeah, so it's going to create 3 resource. Okay, that's cool. So you see that it has created it, right? In just 14, 14 seconds. That's amazing. So that's done. So now let's go to our AWS console to check these resources. So remember, previously we created this one manually. So this is what we have previously. So if I reload, so if I reload, you will see the new bucket has been created. Yeah, so this is a new bucket, right? It has been created. The new resource has been created. So if I come to EC2, and then opening a new tab. So let's see. Check. Create it in another. Okay, yeah. So it created it in US East 1 region. So these are the 2 EC2 instances that was created. And this is, yeah, this is the S3 bucket that was created. So yeah, so that's just it. I hope this helps. So we're able to update an existing Terraform module, right, to create a new resource, right? So I hope this helps. Thank you.